So hello students, let's review about solving equations using addition and subtraction. So when you say equation, that means two things are equal. So the key idea of when you do solving equations would be the property of equality. There you go. That means whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. So it means if you add 5 on one side, you need to add 5 on the other one. If you do subtract 5 on one side, you need to subtract 5 on the other side. So that is what we call the property of equality. It could be an addition property of equality. It could be a subtraction property of equality and the other operations as well. Okay? So again, whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. An equation is a statement that says two expressions are equal. So x minus 4 should be equal to 5. So what could x be? That's what we need to figure out, okay? So there are some examples right here. So the first thing we need to cover is checking solutions. Now, why is it important to check solutions? Just to figure out if our answer could make the statement true. If I input my answer to the equation, would that make it equal or not? So let's do letter A. It says tell whether the given value is the solution or the answer to the equation. It says here 7 minus h equals 5. The given value is h is equal to 2. So that's the given value. Okay, so h equal 2. Now what do we do? It says here the step is write the equation. That's what we did. 7 minus h equals 5. Okay, now substitute. Now it says h is 2. So that means we need to change h into exactly 2. Because it says the given value of h, the variable, is 2. So 7 minus 2, would that equal to 5? So if you do that, 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 is equal to 5. So h equal 2 is the solution or the answer to this equation. Okay? Now another example is 121 is equal to 10m. When you say 10m, it means 10 times m, okay? 10m is a product or an answer to a multiplication problem. Now, the value of m given is m equals 11. Now, if you put that back in, so step 1, write the equation, then substitute 11 for m. So m becomes an 11. Since we know 10m is 10 times m, so I'm going to say 10 times 11. Now, is 10 times 11 121? And the answer is nope. 10 times 11 is 110. So the solution m equals 11 is not a solution. It does not make the equation equal or correct. Okay, 121 is not equal to 110. So let's practice that for this problem. All right, let's do this too. It says tell whether the given value is a solution to the equation. If you want to do it on your own. Pause the video, and after you're done with the answer, play the video again and then see if it's right. So number 1 and number 2. It says x plus 5 equals to 10. X is equal to 5. So what do we do? The first is we write the equation. So x plus 5 equal to 10. Now, some of you already know, I know x should be 5. Because 5 plus 5 is 10. And you're absolutely right. But let's do it algebraically. Okay? So 8 equal to 5. Now, we need to substitute 5. So that means we need to put this 5 into x. So that means 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. Is 5 plus 5, 10. And you're absolutely right. 5 plus 5 is 10. So x equal to 5 is a solution to the equation. Well, let's try number 2. Now, y is equal to 26. That means we need to input y, the value of y, which is 26, into y. Okay, because y is 26. So that means we already know what y is. So let's input that. So write the equation. And then y is 26. So let me put 26. Plus, let me change the color to a pen, the pen color. Okay. Now, if we add 26 plus 8, would that equal to 18? 26 plus 8 is what? It's 34. Is 34 equal to 18? And no. So not a solution. Okay? Now, for number 1 and number 2, the values are given. So y is 26, x is equal to 5. Now, our next example would be, we need to solve for the variable. What I'm saying is this. We need to solve for the equation. What could k be? What is x? And so on and so forth. Now, to do that, let's do this first. Okay. Now, stay with me. All right. So, when you solve an equation, the goal is to isolate the variable. That means to keep the variable by itself. Okay? Now, remember, to keep the variable by itself, there's only one thing we need to do. We need to do inverse operation. What? What is an inverse operation? Just the opposite operation. Inverse means the opposite operation. So what is the opposite? Oh, I can't even spell. There we go. So what is the opposite of addition? The inverse of addition is subtraction. And the inverse of subtraction is addition. Okay? That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. For example, solve y minus 12 equal to 6. Now, some of you already know what it is, but we need to make sure we do it algebraically as a practice when you go to higher grade levels and more complicated equations. So the first thing you do is y minus 12 equals 8. As you notice, an equation is a statement that two sides are equal. So there's two sides, okay? There's side 1 and side 2. Always look at the variable side because our goal is to isolate the letter, the variable. So always look at the variable side. On this side, I need to keep y by itself. Now the operation here is minus 12. So what do we do if it's a minus 12? How do we undo minus 12? To undo minus 12 is we need to do the opposite operation, the inverse. So what is the opposite of minus 12? And that is to add 12. Good. Now, do we only add 12 on one side? No, no, no. Remember, the property of equality. So addition, property of equality. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. Okay, okay. Now, 12 take away 12, that's a 0. What's left is y. Bring down the y. 6 plus 12 gives you 18. Now, is our answer right? Let's check. We already know that y is 18, so let's plug it in. So we know that y is 18. I'm going to plug that in into y. 18 minus 12 is 18 minus 12, 6. And yes, so the solution y equals to 18 is correct. Okay? Remember, always look at the variable side. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. Now try this out. Now solving equation using subtraction. Why do we say subtraction? Because you look at the equation. It says w plus 6 equal to 19. Remember, the goal is to isolate the variable, and we do that by using inverse operation, which is opposite. So the opposite of addition is absolutely right, subtraction. So now w plus 6 equals 19. Remember, there's two sides of the equation. You don't need to draw the line, but if you want to be more organized or you're still struggling, you can do the lines. Just to tell you that there's side 1 and side 2, two sides of the equation. So our goal is to isolate w. So that means plus 6 should be undone. Make it a 0. Undo plus 6. How do we undo plus 6? We use the inverse operation. Minus 6 on one side, minus 6 on the other side. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other side. All right, that becomes a 0. What's left is w. What's 19 minus 6? And that should give you absolutely 13. Now, to check if it's right. Let's see. The equation was w plus 6 equal to 19. Now, what's the value of w? It's 13. Remember, you solved it. You solved for it. So it's going to be 13 plus 6 is equal to 19. 13 plus 6 is 19. Is that equal to 19? Yes. So the solution 13 is absolutely correct. Okay. Now, Let's try this out. Let's do it fast, okay? All right, so first thing we do, number 3. Remember, I'm going to highlight all the variables first. The K, the F, the X, and the P. I'm going to zoom in for a minute. Here we go. There we go. Well, hopefully that's clear. All right, so let's solve for letter number 3. It says solve for the equation. It didn't say check. Let's just solve for the sake of time. Again, number 1, it says step is to simplify. Now, I'm adding this because some of the problems on the textbook will require you to combine like terms. Okay, I'll talk about that later on for number 5 and number 6. For number 3, you can pause the video to solve it. And then once you're done, click play. So it's plus 4. Again, we do inverse operation to isolate the variable. What's the opposite of plus 4? Minus 4. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other side. If you're confused, you can just split up the equation, side 1, side 2. Okay? Now, solve that. What do you get? This is a 0. K is equal to 2. Because 6 minus 4 is 2. Easy. Number 4. Now, don't get confused. There's still two sides of the equation. Always look at the variable side. The side where the variable is. In here, it says x minus 5. So what do we do to keep the variable by itself? Minus 5. Undo minus 5. Undo means inverse operation. Opposite of minus 5 is add 5. So add 5 on one side, add 5 on the other side. And you will get... Absolutely. This is 25 is equal to x because that's a 0. Minus 5 plus 5, they're opposites. That's a 0. So x is equal to 25. Now, let's try number 5. Now, in here, it says f plus 32 minus 4. So what should we do? We can't add or subtract first because one's addition, one is subtraction. So we do this. When you say apply distributive property, is there a number there that we can multiply inside the parentheses? There's no parentheses. What we can do is combine like terms. Again, like terms means that the term have the same variable and the same exponent, or both are constants. Constants means they're both numbers. That's just numbers, all right? There's no variable, there's no letter attached with it. So these two are constants, 32 minus 4. So let's put them together. Combine like terms means either to add the terms together or subtract the terms together. So for this case, it says 32 minus 4. So that should give us, what's 32 minus 4? This should be 28. Now the rest of the items here, or the term, copy it down. So f, then plus sign equal to 100. Now we can solve for f by using inverse operation. So it says plus plus 28. Always look at the variable side. So undo plus 28, you subtract you subtract 28. And whatever you do on one side, you do on the other side. Okay? So let's solve this. So these are opposites. That's a 0. 28 minus 28 gives you a 0. What's left is f equal to, what's 100 minus 28? Absolutely. It's 72. So the answer is 72. Fairly easy. Now, number 6. 6 minus 32 equal to 14 plus 7. Again, on one side, it says p minus 32. On the other side, it says 14 plus 7. Again, we can combine like terms because both of these values are constants. That means they're just numbers. There's no variable to it. So 14 plus 7, that gives you 21. Copy the equal sign and copy the rest of the problem. Now we can solve for p. So p minus 32 equals 21. Undo minus 32 by adding 32. Absolutely. Whatever you do on one side, again, do on the other side. So that's a 0. P is equal to, what's 21 plus 32? Yes, it is 53. And you're done. Okay? Now, let's do this. Perimeter. What's a perimeter? And most of you would say, oh, add all the sides. Absolutely. We're adding all the sides of this triangle. So when we deal with perimeter, usually it's adding all the sides. So let's add all the sides. That means side 1 should be added to side 2, should be added to side 3. All right? Now all these sides, let me zoom out. All these sides, oops, keep moving. All right, all these sides should equal to 30 inches is the perimeter. Remember this, the perimeter means is the sum of all the sides, okay? The sum of all the sides. So side 1 is x, plus side 2 is 13, plus side 3 is 5. Hey, can we switch this to? Absolutely. You can. Now, equal to 30. So again, add and add. They're combined like terms if you can. So 13 plus 5 is 18. Copy the rest of the problem. Then you can solve for x. All right. Now, undo operation. It says plus 18. Yes, you're right. You subtract 18. Whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. Don't forget that. Let's be more organized. So that's a 0. 18 minus 18 is 0. X is equal to 13 minus 18. And that should give us this becomes a 10. This becomes a 2. A 12. So that means this side is equal to 12. Fairly easy. Hope this helps. I do have one problem here. It's a word problem. Hopefully we can do it. Now, it says here a jacket is on sale for $10 off. You have a coupon worth $5.80. That brings the cost of the jacket down to $33.19. Write and solve an equation to find the original cost, which is represented by C of the jacket. So we do not know the costs of the jacket. So C is equal to the original cost of the jacket. Now, what do we know? We know that from the original cost, we took $10 off. And we also use a coupon worth $5.80. So a coupon is still a discount. So when we subtracted all those numbers, the jacket now costs $33, right? Because we have a very huge discount. Now, how do we write and solve an equation? So remember, the original cost, okay? We take out the $10 off. And it says the coupon minus the coupon, which is $5.80. And that brings the cost of the jacket. So now the cost of the jacket is $33.19. Now why am I doing this? Because the instruction says to write an equation and solve it. Okay? So I hope you know where you found the values. The original cost that we don't know is represented by C. Minus $10 off, minus the coupon $5.80, and that brings our jacket cost down to $33.19. Now we need to solve for the value of C, which is the original cost of the jacket. Now take away 10, take away $5.50. How much is your total discount? How much did you actually take away from the original cost? Yep. So you took away you took away $15.80. Now copy the rest of the problem. Okay, now we can solve for C. Yes, we need to add 1580 because it's the inverse operation of subtraction. And we need to do it on the other side as well because yes, it is the property of equality. So plus 15.80 plus 15.80. Voila! This becomes a 0 because both are opposites. C is equal to, if you add these two values, that should give you 48.99. So the original cost of the jacket is $48.99. Then take away the $10 off. Take away the coupon of $5.80. And you only need to pay $33.90. Of course, that's before taxes. Hopefully this helps.